Now, everybody knows about your history at death row. What do you feel about Suge's current situation right now?
Ah, man, you know, I just never saw a bail amount that high before.
What was like
20 million,
25 million?
20 something, yeah, $1 million. I never saw that before, and that's pretty crazy.
I think it got lowered to 10.
Hey, they lowered it?
I think they lowered it, but still he wasn't able to. I mean, he's still in jail.
Yeah, so that's crazy. That's a crazy amount of money, but you know, I know, Mr. Carter that got ran over.
Was that a friend of yours?
Well, I knew him for sure.
Okay.
You know, he's given me some good advice.
He's a Long Beach guy?
No.
Because I know that him and Trey D were super close.
Yeah, they were.
Terry Carter was my manager, though. Was the East Siders manager from 2002 up until I was carted off to the house.
Okay. How many years was that total then?
Like about a year and a half.
Okay.
About 18 months.
Okay.
I mean, he was part of it when we went on the Up in Smoke tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was managing us then at heavyweight.
Were you guys close friends?
He was with me throughout the entire 10 and a half years I was gone. Never once missed a beat, and whenever I needed him.
Yeah, he actually managed Trey D and the East Siders at one point. They were super close.
He owned that label, Heavyweight Records, that had Short Chop on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's been around forever.
He's been around forever, man.
Yeah, I never got a chance to meet him.
Yeah, he was a cool guy, man. And I was young in the game, asking a lot of questions, and he would be like, yo, you need to look into this, look into that. He always, anytime that I saw him and, talked to him, it was all good. So it's a definite loss.
Yeah.
Just losing a cool person like that is just always a loss.
And I actually, Trey D was saying how Suge actually looked up to Terry.
Yeah,
that was kind of like his big homie kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. So it's like the situation is fucked up all around, I don't know, man. I've been hearing people been calling me the little whispers about a Death Row movie, with the success of Straight Outta Compton.
Right, Daz, well actually, I talked to Daz about that.
I was talking to Ice Cube, and he was telling me about the NWA movie.
Yeah.
So he like, when Easy died, that leaves an open up for part 2. And that's where we come in.
Well, this is a separate movie than one that I think Daz is involved with.
50.
50, but with a Dog Pound Snoop Dogg movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm hearing that they're in the works with a Death Row Records movie. You know what I'm saying? So, and one of the co-executive producers, what's his name? Savage, something like that. He's one of the producers on Straight Outta Compton, and I think it's him who's putting it all together. So, for Suge to be locked up right now, facing this case like this, who's to say, man? They just might put that movie together right now, you know what I mean, and try to get it out there. I would imagine that he would have to sign off on it, though.
Sign-offs are kind of an interesting thing because I've been looking into this. Like, for example, I know for a fact that, for example, Alonzo Williams was never signed anything. He was included in the movie. Jerry Heller never signed off on anything. I think when it comes to biopics, you are allowed to tell your version of the story if it involves other people, as long as it's established that you actually experienced that. I can't make up, I can't say, a story about how me and you grew up together when it never happened.
Right,
but I could make a movie and I could talk about this interview we're having right now and how you acted. If I felt you was an asshole or I felt you was cool, I could depict that in the movie based on my own opinion without having you sign off, as long as this is my point of view on something. So, like, for example, Suge was depicted in Straight Outta Compton, and from what I understand, Suge never signed off or was spoken to or whatever else.
It probably would be cool, though, to get him involved. That way you could probably get access to a lot more information and music materials and all that. You know what I'm saying? Might be something he want to talk about. Who knows? I don't know.
I think a Death Row movie would be incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Make sure they go, to after it became the road when I was over there.
Right, make sure you're included in it.
Get one of my little brothers back here to play me. You know what I'm saying? I was turned up over there. That'd be good.
Yeah. What do you think was your greatest, memories of your time at Death Row?
Man, I got a few, dog. Well, one, the check, the first check. I ain't gonna even front. It was nice. Can
you say how much it was?
Well, I had $1 million deal at Death Row for sure.
So you had $1 million check?
But we won't discuss all that. But
okay.
But you know what? We was on Hawaii one time, dog. And my dude Buntry, rest in peace, was there. A couple other cats was there. Suge was there. Ray J was there. Eastwood. I think Keisha was there too, Keisha Cole. But I think
Keisha Cole was hanging out with Death Row?
Keisha used to, she used to come through to the studios and shit and hang out, write hooks with us and shit like that.
And this was before, she used to do some stuff with Tupac back in the day, I think.
When she was real young, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
so
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, she on the base. She used to come through. That's the home girl. Like, she's solid. Like, no need to question her.
Yeah.
She's solid. She never let the fame go to her head. She never let, the celebrity get to her. She is a solid person. Shouts out to her for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think me, Eastwood, and somebody, we was going to go see the Weed Man. And we were in Maui, and we had to climb over this rock, like climb through this pathway of this rock, and then we come to the other side, and it was a nude beach. And he's like, "Oh, these motherfuckers is naked, dog." And we fully clothed and shit, looking for the man, and allegedly looking for the Weed Man. But
just statute of limitations for
I think
looking for weed in Hawaii is probably passed by now.
Yeah. So anyway, the people were like, "Yeah, he over there." This motherfucker rises up out of the ocean, butt ass naked. I said, "Hell no, dog. We the fuck out of here. We just got the fuck out." It's like a cartoon, motherfuckers like, pew. It's like, man, ain't buying no goddamn weed from a naked motherfucker rising. And he was like the ultimate surfer too, like the long blonde hair just rise up. This motherfucker is butt ass naked, dog. Like shit like that used to be fun. Like, we went back to the hotel laughing about that shit. Like Death Row wasn't always, some sort of a, shootouts and motherfuckers getting beat up and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they really focus on the good parts, the things that happen, like Suge rebuilding the nursery that got burned down in Compton, or, when we used to go to the sick ward for kids and back up a U-Haul with like $50,000 worth of toys in it and give it to the kids at the hospital. Those kind of things never really made the news. It was just always the bullshit.
Well, I interviewed Michelle A. And she has a baby with Suge.
Right.
And she was in a relationship with Suge while he was at Death Row. And she would tell me about stories, on camera about how Suge would get a phone call in the middle of the night from a Death Row artist and say, "Hey, my mama's house about to get foreclosed on if we don't get this $10,000 check."
As far as him, back in the day, he was just generous, to a fault. I remember people calling at 3 in the morning saying, "Yeah, my mom's house in foreclosure. She's going to lose it by 6 o'clock tomorrow. Can you help?" He got out his bag, went and took the money, saved their parents' home. Really. Now, mind you, I don't know what the return on was at, but you had to gamble. You know what I mean? But if you can call somebody at that hour of the night and do that, then you have to know that there's consequences. People took their chances.
He was actually taken care of, or there's artists would get in trouble, they'd get arrested. I think she got in trouble, other artists got in trouble, and he would help a lot of people out.
We was just messing up like me. I won't even tell you what I was. Yeah, they saved me from doing 3 months, 4 months.
For doing what?
Well, I didn't know you couldn't get in a taxi cab with a gun in your purse.
Okay.
I mean, in the back of a cop car. I got out of the taxi, and then I got in the cop car because they were going to take me through the gate. But I didn't know that they search you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's
that's
always two sides to every story, is
That's
what
true.
I'm trying to say.
That's true. I made some of those calls like, yo, man.
Oh, really?
What's going on? I need this. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, all right, cool. Come
Really?
to
So
the crib.
Suge helped you out on a couple times?
Yeah.
Can you talk about what those were?
Sure. It was just, situations where it was like, hey, man, I was over there for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And once if albums aren't really coming out, then, money is not what it should be. You know what I mean? There's been times where it was like, yo, I need 10 more to put down on this house, you know what I mean? And I don't got it right now. He's like, I hear. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have to. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. Like he was, you could really go and talk to him. Like I've been on several labels and you can't just talk to the CEO. You have to go through all these channels, and red tapes and all that and to finally get a sit down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could just hit him on his cell phone like, yo, Suge, I need to come holler at you, and then that was just it.
Like, Charged Up was decent. It had some bars in it. Back to Back is a tough diss record. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
The beat is not that hard.
What?
The Charged Up, the back-to-back beat really could have been a lot better.
Yeah, but in the club it goes. And I tell y'all all the time, the greatest diss records in the world are the ones that play in the club.
That shit's dope. If I rapped about driving around in a fucking car and like fucking listening to country music, nobody would give a fuck about that shit. Like, I make music about some shit because it sound cool. Like, I like making music. I make cool music.